Welcome back to the Authentic Human Podcast. I'm Michelle Vickers, and this is part 75 of the story of creation. So, I have no idea, as usual, what we're going to talk about today, but I do know that the Creator is already here. So, He's already, and when the Creator is here right at the beginning, see, now all the angelics are coming in. Okay. So, and we've got all the star beings. So the entire Universal Council is showing up today. So when they all show up, right, all the universal beings choose to be represented, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're choosing to participate in what we're offering. It's typically because there's a big unfolding, a big event, and what they're saying today is. Humanity is in preparation. So this is being recorded on October 9th. In front of our live audience. If you do want to be a part of the live audience, you can just scroll down in the description and click on the link that is michellevickers.com/community. And that gives you access to not only the private community, but there's like 600 hours of universal explorations that you get instant access to. So we are going to explore. It's weird what they're showing me. It's like, it's going to sound crazy, but when you have a muffin and you take the top off the muffin because, right? It depends. Are you a top or a bottom person? Anyways, that's besides the point. But they're showing me the muffin in the universe. Okay. And so, gosh, this is going to be a fun exploration. All right, here we go. So it's like I'm just seeing the universe, but it's like they're taking the top off and we're going to look inside. But this is a different perspective. So it's not like we've been talking so much about how the universe was made, right? So with matter and how the pieces came together, the particles, right? And magnetism and the gases and all the substances that made matter. So we've talked about that in basic terms, but now what they're doing is they want to look inside at what's going on, like the mechanism, if you will, of universal creation. And what that means to you, okay? And so you gotta love how they get to the point, right? Instead of just saying we're going to look at the mechanisms, they're going to show me a muffin. But that's just it's a visual so that I can really understand the depth of what they're showing, right? And so ultimately, this is more than anything about it's like self-reflection, right? Self-awareness. And that's what we're going to be talking about most today is self-awareness is understanding how you work. Okay. But it's bigger than that because it's not just how you work. Because most of us think about how we work in relation to our physical world and our physical relationships. Okay. And what they want you to start to understand is how you work in relation to creation. This is what we need to plug back into as a human race, right? This is why everything is unfolding and happening the way it is. And the only way that humanity can restore itself without the Creator needing to cease this experience of humankind is for you to remember the truth of who you are. Okay. It's not a threat. I mean, it's a backup plan ultimately, but it's not even a plan. It's a possibility if this goes completely sideways, right? Because if humanity doesn't plug back in, we will cease to exist because our kind will die out, right? Humanity needs awareness to procreate in a way that aligns with creation, right? And when you understand the profound impact and effect of original intention of creation and how you were created to exist in the world, then you exist differently. You be in your life fuller, more confident, more comfortable, but also laser focused on what's important to you. And you no longer allow other people's opinions to change who you be. And this is really, really important, right? Like, this is why we're taking the top off so you can look inside. And that's what they mean is right now, when we're all bundled up, right? We have the top on, we're all, you know, we are literally performing, right? We're presenting who we think we need to be into the world in every single one of your relationships, right? Whether it's your work, your home, your family, your community, even with your own self, in your own spirituality, in your own recognition of self, you're always performing even for you. And what they want to offer you today, and this is why all of the universal beings are here, okay? So we've got everyone. And what they're showing me is they want to do a ceremony, okay? They want to offer you the opportunity, which is that's what a ceremony is, for you to experience your reverence, right? So what does that mean? A lot of people talk about sovereignty, okay? Sovereignty is misinterpreted in our world as someone who sits on a throne claims their power. But the human perspective of power is power over others to control the situation, to control the outcome. And that is not reverence, okay? When you switch and shift from this belief that you need to be in a sovereign state, which is control over yourself, over the outcomes of whatever experiences it is that you're having, and you allow yourself to revert back, because that's what it is, right? You're not having to do something you've never done before. You're just reverting back to your original programming from the universe, which is reverence. Reverence is pure recognition of your unique vibration, your which is your energy, but it's also the intention that is you. Now, in this life, okay, these are all the things you need to know before we go into this ceremony. So in this life, the creator wants you to understand that your intention is a combination of his intention for creating you, which is why you exist, and it's the energy that you embody in this universe to ensure balance on a universal level and scale, right? That's the significance of who you are as a soul. Now, you and your soul are the same being. You're not separate. You're not asking for wisdom and guidance from your soul. You're allowing the wisdom and guidance of your soul self to permeate your mental self in this life, right? But it's understanding that as your soul, you have a passion for explorations, and you've been fulfilling that passion for lifetimes. All of your lives that you've experienced are a collection of your intentions, your passions, your interests, and you following your instincts. Okay. And this is not just a few thousand years, a couple lives. This is thousands of lives, right? Humanity has been around for billions of years, billions. And so when you allow yourself to really recognize that you've had sometimes thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of lives, in the case of some humans, all of those lives have prepared you for this moment in time. It's like when you meet someone that you're romantically interested in and they've dated other people, all of the people that they've ever dated have prepared them for you, right? So that feeling of needing to control the situation, whether it's, be feeling like your mind isn't clear and doesn't understand, let it go. Because, and what I mean by letting it go, you don't have to do a ceremony, you don't have to do anything to let things go. You just focus on the truth that every single experience you've ever had, right? Even through this life, every single experience you've had since you were conceived, not just when you were born, but since you were conceived, has brought you to the place you are now. This exact moment when it's like they're showing me, it's like they want you to be brought to your knees by the absolute incredible brilliance and the incredible magnificence of who you are and what you're capable of. Because your life is all about you. It's you enjoying not only who you are, but why you came here. And so it's funny, so many people get caught up in how we've been taught strategically, right? Through Hollywood and journalism and media, right? Anything that is broadcast out, whether it's in print, whether it's now on the internet, whether it's on the television, on the radio, anything that's broadcast out in a physical format. Okay. So, because we're natural broadcasters, right? You're broadcasting your energy out in every moment of existence, and you're receiving in energy that's being broadcast out. But we've been channeled, told to focus and shift to focus heavily on the physical broadcasts. Why? Because you forget that the energy that's coming in underneath is actually what's of value. Okay. And so what today is about and what they want to offer you is the opportunity to recognize that your soul has power, but power isn't about control over others or competing with others, right? We talked about this yesterday, which was part 75, which for us in our community was yesterday, but it was probably about 4 or 5 days ago for the last release on the public side. But that being said, it's understanding that the physical parts of you are not, they're a manifestation, if you will, of your soul's intention for your experiences in this life. They're not the be all and end all. They are mutable, changeable. They're valuable only if they allow you to have the experiences that you choose. And this is where it's really tricky because we don't think of our bodies and our minds like that. We don't think of them that way. We think of them as what leads our life. So we want to protect our body. We want to protect our mind. We want to keep them safe. And what they're saying is those are just the current reflections that we've chosen for our greater exploration of our own potential, but universal exploration. That's what your body is. It's a vehicle to allow you to participate. That's it. So when you can begin to look at your body as a tool rather than as the embodiment, right? Because it's not the embodiment of your soul. That's your intentions and the way you live and the way you be in the world. Your body is just a tool to allow to make it happen. Okay? That's why they're showing taking the top off the muffin and looking inside, because ultimately it's inside what that matters, right? And what's inside, and this is not just who you are on the inside, because chances are pretty good how you treat yourself is very similar to how you treat other people. And this is why we're coming back here. This is why we're shifting your perspective of existence. Okay. And that's our intention today. So, if you want to make yourself more comfortable, you can. If you want to close your eyes, great. If you want to keep them open, whatever is most comfortable for you. But please don't close your eyes if you're driving, because that would be awkward and uncomfortable for everybody. But what we do want you to do is, so the creator is, he is amplifying his energy right now. He wants you, it's like, you're going to feel it however you're meant to feel it. But it's like if there was a cloud, it's like he made the cloud more substantial and bigger so that you could actually be in it and breathe in the energy of his soul, right? His essence, so you can feel it from the inside of you. That's what he wants you to feel today. So just allowing the energy of the creator. And he's also saying, as you breathe it in, you're going to feel the energy of existence. Okay. So this is like a profound energy, but it's also very simple and it's very clear. And this is where most people second guess if they're feeling it or not, because your mind has been taught to believe that existence is so much more complicated. And the reality is, it's very, very simple. And you, inside of you, have an innate understanding of universal existence because you're a part of universal existence. It's already inside of you. So when you feel it, your mind has been taught to doubt what you're feeling because you're like, oh, well, it's got to be bigger than this. It's got to be more. No, it's really, really simple. And as you allow yourself to embrace this vibration, this energy, what will happen is it will permeate how you see the rest of the world. And this is what we need to do now, is we need to come back to our roots so that we can look at the world we've created from the perspective of our roots, so that we can see how many of the trials and tribulations that are just not necessary, but also that are not aligned with existence. It's not just original existence. Original existence is still existence. It's still the same. And, the whole concept that ancient humans were archaic and now they're so civilized, those are all lies. They're all lies. Ancient humans were the most intelligent, advanced species in existence. And we were meant to continue exploring our potential. So the creator didn't create basic creatures who then had to evolve to be able to eat with a knife and fork. No. It didn't work that way, right? All of these things are backwards. And that history, the true history of human origins, has been hidden so that you feel lost. And so that you feel like it needs to be so much more complicated than it really is. But that's just because they've complicated it. And that's why your brain always feels like it's tied in knots when you actually want to just feel the simplicity of how you actually feel about anything in any given moment. You're meant to go right to the heart, to the root of the situation instantly. That's reverence. That's your ability to recognize that you have direct access to truth no matter what is happening in existence. Why? Because that ensures not only your survival, but your fulfillment, your happiness, your potential to continue the exploration of existence itself, right? And humanity, the species of humanity, is a part of evolution, of the experience and the exploration, it's a part of it. And you're an integral part that is even bigger than humanity because you're a soul in the universe, right? Just like every soul. So we've got, all the wild animals. Haha. I use that word very loosely because ultimately humans originally were wild as well. And so it's not really wild. It's free. And so we have, and really how many of those are free anymore? But we have an entire world of creatures, if you will, right? Beings that have come into physical form, whether it's rocks and trees and water and the elements, right? Those are all soul energy first. Every single one. Every single one. We have all the animals, we have all the plants, insects, birds, the beings that have been created to experience, explore, and participate in universal exploration and evolution is vast. It's infinite. And if there needs to be a new creation because an aspect of existence needs to experience its own fulfillment, right there, that's the key, then it will be created. Every being in existence is created with the potential to experience fulfillment. So I ask you, and they want to ask you, what fulfillments have you experienced in your life? Do you wake every day feeling the fulfillment of your own existence, knowing who you are, knowing what you're meant to be doing, and allowing yourself to participate in it every single day? Knowing what you're meant to be doing isn't some big, it's not some big dramatic, career or, movement or whatever it is. Knowing who you are and what you're meant to be doing is having the courage at this point in human evolution, or the lack thereof, having the courage to be able to follow your instincts, follow your interests, free of external influences. Now, a lot of those external influences are inside of you. They're hidden in your mind and they pop up, right? They pop up whenever you want to do something, when you think of doing something, they'll pop up. And your goal as a human being, but as an integral part of existence, is to allow yourself to follow your interests and your instincts. And it's time that we create a world that supports truth in our own evolution. It's time for us to allow the truth of who we are to come out, but with the purity of intention at the level of our soul. This isn't about creating movements against anything or anyone. This isn't about creating a movement of acceptance. This is about recognition internally. You're meant to be the one who recognizes who you are. It is no one else's job. You're meant to hold that recognition and participate in your life with the knowledge, the wisdom, the recognition, and the understanding that everything you do is a reflection of how you see yourself in the world. So the next time you want to say something about someone else, You want to ask yourself, is this a reflection of me? Is this a reflection of who I am meant to be? The next time you want to say something about anything that you don't agree with, the goal is you ask yourself, am I being worthy of who I came here to be? Okay, this is not about other people recognizing your worth and your value. It's about you beginning to act like you have the most incredible worth and value in existence. And the Creator wants you to show up in your life with that level of reverence for yourself, with respect, with a command of self-awareness that recognizes that everything you say, everything you do is your participation in evolution. So when you speak of others, when you speak to others, when you speak of yourself, okay, when you speak to yourself, are you holding that level of reverence of your participation in universal existence and evolution? Or are you simply brushing it off like it's just no big deal? I'm just going to have this conversation because I'm angry or because I'm frustrated or because this person did this to me. It's time to take accountability for the true being, the true universal being that you are. And stop pretending that who you are doesn't matter. Because your issue with self-worth is not the result of what someone else did to you. It is a result of how you choose to be in the world. Feel into it, think about it. This is right now humanity's greatest challenge to overcome. And as you allow yourself to recognize the truth of who you are, and you hold yourself with the greatest respect and love and compassion, zero pity, you will begin to find that you're going to attract those people to you. Why? Because that's the energy that you're going to be broadcasting. So notice who comes to you. Are people coming up to you, talking to you, your friends, strangers? Are they complaining about themselves and their life? Or are they exploring? Are they respectful? Are they in joy? Are they in search of fulfillment? Are they actively participating in existence? Your world is a reflection of who you're being. It's time to look at it. It's time to take a really good look. Look at the things that make you feel good about what you're doing and who you're being. And let the things that don't make you feel good, let them go. Don't have any big ceremony. You don't even have to say anything. Just move away from it and move over here. Okay? If it's inside of a relationship that you want to keep because it's someone within your family or your workplace, it doesn't mean you let go of that person. It means that the behavior you're done with. So you just don't engage. You change your behavior. You change how you speak. And you allow your truth to come out. Truth is not judgment. Truth is you choosing to focus on what's important to you as a universal being in existence. Keep coming back. Universal being in existence. Everything in existence in your life is a reflection of that. And if you're still looking at it as a simple, this is what happened to me, or can you believe what happened to him, or can you believe what they did or she did? You're still looking at everything as separate from the original intention of existence. And that's what you have to come back to. Okay? Have an incredible exploration with this. Start to see it, feel it, share it. Let me know how you're doing with it. Share in the comments below. And I'd love to hear, because it helps. It helps me to keep going, and it helps me to know that you're getting value from these experiences. So I thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time in part 76. Bye for now.